So you guys know when you go Black Friday shopping, you do a lot of impulse buying, even if you don't know much about what you're buying. That happened. And that's how I ended up with a bottle of Goose Island Bourbon County Stout. So I actually got this as part of a set which included the 2017, 2018, and 2019 releases. I haven't opened those yet. This is the 2019 I'm going to review here today. But if you don't know, which I didn't, Goose Island releases an annual release of a bourbon barrel aged stout. This year's release is aged in Heaven Hill, Wild Turkey, and Buffalo Trace barrels. By no means am I a beer expert, but you guys know I love bourbon, and I thought it'd be really fun to change it up a bit and review a beer for you guys. So let's go ahead and crack it open and give it a try. So I don't think they actually put like how long they age it, but I have a good feeling this was aged pretty long based on the color alone. Of course, this is a whiskey tasting glass, but it's the most similar one I had to like a beer tasting glass, so I thought it would get the job done. But this is thick and dark and molassesy. Like, that literally looks like I just poured some molasses in a glass. I'm curious how it smells though. Also molasses. I had one last year, and I don't think it was Goose Island. I think it was there's another major one that does it. It was like they had like a vanilla flavored one, and I really enjoy the rich like chocolatey notes on that. This smells very similar to that one. So it's not, it doesn't smell like a bourbon on the nose at all. I guess I should have expected that, but it's very deep and dark and rich. So it has that characteristic with it. I am getting a good bit of rye spice on the nose. It's almost like Wild Turkey 101 or something like that, but it doesn't have as much oak characteristic as I thought it would, at least on the nose. But let's go ahead and taste it. Whoa, that's rich. I expected it to be sweeter, but I kind of like that it's not. So the first thing you get is sort of like a rush of what you think is going to be like a sweet chocolate, but you learn that it's like a bitter, unsweetened chocolate. But at the same time, I get like tobacco leaves, like leather. Those notes that I get on really old bourbons, like especially like Knob Creeks, I get that on this, and that's what's so interesting because this is a very bitter, dark chocolate. Lots of oak, I guess, tannins on the end of the finish there. Yeah, it hits you up front. Really sweet. Vanilla. Almost like a milk chocolate. But then it transitions. There's like a point where it hits your palate like 3 or 4 seconds later, and you get a bitter, not off-putting. It's just like a bitter wood, unsweetened chocolate note. But man, I really like this. I mean, this is something you gotta sip on. You can't just like chug this. Even though it's beer, you don't have to chug it. You can just sip it lightly in a small glass. And I really am very impressed. So the set was $55 for all 3 of them. 2 of them were older. I've heard they can continue aging in the glass apparently for up to 5 years. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, I can't compare it to the others, but I will tell you that for the, I believe it's like $15 retail price, definitely pick it up. Even if you're not a beer person, it's not bourbon, it's not going to taste like bourbon, but it's going to have some very similar notes in the glass. And even if you're not like a beer drinker, let's say, like I said, I'm not, give it a try because it's a different experience. If you've never had a barrel aged beer, it's a completely different experience than, you know, like a Bud Light or anything like that. It's totally unique, very rich. Definitely give this a recommendation. Like I said, I'm not a beer expert, but I can appreciate a really good product, and Goose Island, you make a damn good beer. So I'll see you guys next video. It'll likely be a whiskey review unless I like go completely crazy. But until then, I'm here to help you drink good alcohol. Cheers.